Good morning, everybody. Ugh. Also, my audio is... Sounds good, Panda. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good to do next week or this week. It really doesn't matter to me. I know today is Wednesday, so we could do something on Thursday. Dude, that's fine. You're allowed to have personal time. I don't expect you to, like, sit here and, like, be a hawk. Yes, I did. I managed to kill Mega Satan and... got to Delirium, too. So we're going to the Beast today. We're gonna try and go to the Beast today. Oh, you rat bastard. Stop that! Also, I need to think of a question. Pin at the top for everybody. No, I'm not getting used to Lilith at all. She can burn. I'm gonna hate this character. I am making a question right now. Hello, Daniel. I spelt that completely wrong. Go. That is the question. Awesome. Yeah, that's all good, my man. If you've got stuff you gotta do, do it. A blue shifting Quasar? To be fair, that is pretty fucking dope. Mine was the readings that we got when we got to C2. It's always nice when you get a good pair. Okay, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm talking about the concept of one. Like how they work and, like, what happens with them. That's what I'm saying is dope. Like, it's a really interesting phenomenon. Oh yeah, no, agreed. I love the concept. I hope we never see one. I agree with that statement completely. Why milk? My personal favorite one is like anything to do with black holes running into each other. When black holes orbit each other and then eventually collide, like the frickin' the time-space ripples that they create is wild. The fact that some of that happened, the fact that two black holes collided and we felt it, we literally felt it on the surface of this planet, is crazy. Like, there were Richter scales that actually went off because of it. Not a huge amount. Like, it wasn't like, oh god, like, that's an earthquake. But it was enough that we felt it. And then, like, you run into the problem of, like, okay, did we feel it, you know, did it have to travel, like, some, like, ungodly distance so that actually happened, like, hundreds of thousands of years ago? Or did they get there instantaneously because they're traveling through the fabric of space and time? So is it something that we're not actually going to be able to observe for another, you know, 100,000 years? I like the idea of an exothermic endothermic reaction, but like ice cold instead of hot. Yeah, endothermic is making things cold, exothermic is making things hot. And those, yeah. And so Moon, those reactions are, damn, you are fast. I want to go and ban him too. So exothermic reactions spread heat, endothermic reactions take in heat. They get colder. So the thing with those, though, is those are, like, thermodynamic constants. I know. Also, I have my brown sugar latte. I'm very happy. Anyway, so those are thermodynamic constants. So I don't think you'd ever be able to find, like, a space... I don't think you'd ever be able to find somewhere that where those two realities would be challenged. Because of how... Sorry, 1 second. Because it's not so much a law of the universe... well, it is a law of the universe. It's a law of physics. That those things just happen that way. However, the other thing that I really enjoy is the idea of dark mass points, which are essentially large enough areas in, like, the universe where there's enough gravity there so that it could almost be considered like a solar body, i.e. like a star or something like that. But it's a dark mass point, so it doesn't emit any light. And we've seen them. And, like, one of the scariest ones that I think, in my mind, that we've seen, is we got to watch a star go out. There's actual, like visuals of it. We got to watch a star just turn off. And when I say turn off, I don't mean go supernova. And I don't mean, like, die. It just disappeared. It just was there, and then it went dark, and there was just a dark spot where it used to be. Which is both super cool and absolutely terrifying. Oh yeah, there is. There is most definitely a horror plot to be written there. But that's the thing. So here's the thing that I think is super interesting about that is, so if we're talking about like stars going dark. Yeah, I'm just fucking that there. That just turn off. I want everyone to think about what actual scientific implications could cause that. And there's one that I find both absolutely fascinating and fucking horrifying. And they're the same one. I find it both extremely intriguing and absolutely horrifying at the same time. I just walked face first into that. So, what causes a star to just blink out of existence? Something moving in front of it. And my favorite one, the thing that got moved in front of it isn't actually moved in front of it, it's built around it, i.e. a Dyson sphere. Yeah. Yes, we are talking about space, because I fucking love space. The Great Void area, yeah, that's also really... No, but seriously, dude, like, think about it. It's like, oh yeah, civilization built a Dyson sphere. Bro, do you not understand why that's absolutely horrifying? Like, I can't remember who I was talking to, and I was like, do you get, like, and I asked them, like, do you know what a Dyson sphere is? And they're like, well, yeah, isn't that like when you build a shell around a sun? Yes! Why is that so weird? Do you not understand why that's scary? It's just Daleks, it's fine. Hey, Lilith Mouse, how are you doing? Or Lily the Mouse. Yeah, like, literally, like, that's how it is. You're like, oh, wait. You're like, oh, neat, a Dyson sphere. Oh, shit, a Dyson sphere. Oh, God, if it adds 4-player, that's going to be horrifyingly bad and good. Hello, Cheeto. So here's the thing. I don't think that a Dyson sphere... I don't think that, like, an alien race could build a Dyson sphere, like, in reality. Hello, Cheeto. For the simple reason that Dyson spheres are so... Dyson spheres are so resource heavy that it would almost be not worth it. Like, to give you guys an idea, the amount of matter that you would need to build a Dyson sphere of the size to incorporate, like, our sun, it takes literally every atom, every single atom of matter in our solar system to make a Dyson sphere that is 1 inch thick in the habitable zone of our planet. Not much, Valk. But along with that, then with a Dyson Sphere, you also need to contend with being able to, I don't know, keep it rotational? Keep it, like, able to, like... Dude, if the law of conservation of matter ever actually gets broken or even slightly fudged with, we are fucked. And I don't mean that in a sense of like aliens coming to kill us fucked. I mean like we're fucked because all of physics just got thrown on its head. Like even more than when we figured out how, like, yeah, like, that'd be so bad. Like, it'd be a good thing, because we'd learn a shit ton, but it would also be absolutely terrible. Yeah. Every single theory that could explain the presence of a Dyson Sphere would be horrifying in its own way. No, it's so true. Like, and see, like, I think one of the really cool things about Dyson Spheres, or Dyson-related objects, is the idea of a Dyson swarm. So it's hundreds of thousands of little satellites. Sorry, what? Oh, Michael's space fact, also physics, is that at any time, the universe could switch to a lower energy point, and it would spread at light speed through the universe. And the instant it reaches us, we would instantly get converted into a lower level energy state. That's actually really cool. But yeah, like, a Dyson swarm is a much more reasonable way to harvest a lot of energy from a sun. You wouldn't harvest 100% for obvious reasons, but it's a much more reasonable way to do it. Yeah, a lower level energy state is like, you would literally change, like, a state of matter. So, like, a solid is a high energy, or a solid is a low energy state of matter, because our molecules are only vibrating at X speed, whereas steam, I believe, is a higher state of energy, or am I thinking about that backwards? If I'm thinking about that backwards, someone correct me. It's just a shit room. Please let me find petrified poop in here. Yeah, liquid and gas move significantly more. Yeah, so like, anything solid would be safe, but it means that all liquid water could possibly just freeze immediately. And then the air that we breathe would just turn into soup. And because of the laws of thermodynamics, would also become instantaneously, ridiculously cold. There's also a theory in one of the books that I'm reading, The Spiral Wars, and it's a religion actually called Destinos. But it's really cool because it's a religion, or actually it's not even technically a religion. The humans turned it into a religion. But it's actually a thought process that the AI came up with that basically means... Basically what it means is the AIs believe that once you get to a certain level of consciousness and understanding of physics, you'll be able to create your own universe, thus becoming a godlike being to the new universe that race of AI will create, that consciousness will create, right? But in doing that, that also proves that the universe that the AI live in was created by a higher consciousness, thus our God. And it's just this chain effect going up and down of consciousness, how like once you reach the next level of consciousness, you understand everything, you can create a universe, thus being thrust into the new level and like new universe. And it's just this like, it's this, I can't remember, I'm not doing it justice in explaining it, but just listening to it, I was like, that's so fucking wild, I love it. What are the required factors to turn clay into pottery like material? Is it just intense and focused heat? It's not so much intense and focused heat, it's just high heat. So like you can fire pottery in a campfire. You can take pottery, you can build a campfire around it and light the campfire and let the campfire burn down, and you'll have a pot. You'll have a hard clay pot. Oh, Valkyrie, there was a YouTube channel I was gonna tell you to go and watch, because he does a lot of the stuff that you're talking about. Like, he does very primitive building. Oh god, what's his name? I'm gonna go and look it up right now. I have to. I must find it. Where is it? Must find thing. What the fuck is his name? I cannot find it! The worst part is he like just posted something. Why the fuck can't I find it? Is his name John Cena? No. But it's a guy. He spends half of his time in like the middle of nowhere in Australia, and he's trying to build himself from like the Stone Age into the Iron Age in like the middle of the Australian jungle. I think it's called Primitive Technology. Primitive Technology, yes, Primitive Technology. Go and watch his shit. Also, his videos are like super duper, like, relaxing. Because he does absolutely no voiceover. It's just the sound of the Australian jungle and him walking around in nothing but shorts. Like, I'm serious. Like, this dude walks around the Australian jungle in bare feet and jean shorts. And that's it. Like, I'm actually scared of this man. Also, I can't get over that the first marked rock I blew up was the small rock. That shit's kind of broken. Get the fuck out of here. My fragile ass can't even imagine doing that. See, that's the thing. I would love to try and do something like that. Just to see if I could. Dwayne the Small Rock Johnson. Yep. See, here's the funny part too to me, Panda. Is like, you say you're fragile ass, but I guarantee that you are actually not as fragile as you think you are. Like, I'm sure that you know that you are fragile. Like, you are a fragile human being. All of us are. The Tinted Rock Johnson. Yeah, that is a pretty good meme. But, like, one of the things that has always bugged me and I find really funny is people are like, oh, I'm so too fragile to do that. Bitch, I guarantee you can do it. Like, that's the thing. Like, really, truly, I guarantee most people can survive in a lot of survival scenarios. That being said, like, you know, if you've got, like, diabetes or something, you're kind of fucked in a survival scenario, unless you have insulin. Okay, but see, here's the thing though, Panda. Is like, one thing that a lot of people don't seem to understand about most survival scenarios, unless you are like quite literally putting yourself into like a one-on, like an alone survival scenario. Most survival scenarios, you're going to be with other people. And that's the thing about like community and society when it comes to any sort of survival scenario. It doesn't matter if it's apocalyptic or whatever. Everyone in a community or in a group of people will have specialities. Like, one of the jokes that I constantly make is people are like, oh, you're a blacksmith. Why do you blacksmith? Well, I enjoy it, but also, it's a post-apocalyptic life skill. And I'm not wrong. Because if the world goes to shit, I'm suddenly a relatively important human being. Also, that is an awesome... And guess what, Panda? Your ability to, I'm assuming because you cosplay, sew, and your ability to understand how cloth works, your ability to understand how technology works, your ability to probably fix things, will go up because it will need to. Can you fix clothes? Can you fix clothing? What do you mean, Valkyrie? How would you be useless? You know how you know things about animal husbandry. You have chickens. Like, if an apocalyptic scenario happens, like, that's actually important. Knowing how to take care of farm animals. My only skill is animation. That can still come in handy. You have an artistic mind. You're able to draw and problem solve. You're able to do things that allow you to take the image that's in your head and put it on paper, correct? Guess what else uses that? It wouldn't be animation, but it would be trying to figure out how to build something. You need someone who can draw blueprints. You might not have a blueprinting mind, but you're able to draw accurately. Like, that's the thing that I really dislike about with a lot of people in conversations like that, where it's like, oh, I would never survive an apocalypse. If you're by yourself, I'll give it to you. Yeah, there's a good chance you wouldn't survive by yourself, right? But the other thing that a lot of people don't seem to understand is most humans are seriously super adaptable. You will learn skills very quickly if it is required for you to survive. Like, I know absolutely jack shit about how to hunt deer. I know how to hunt birds, but I know absolutely jack shit about hunting deer. I bet you I'd learn real fucking fast how to hunt deer. Exactly, right? So you're mechanically inclined, so you'd be able to fix things, right? And I'm in the same boat. I love ripping shit apart and putting it back together. But like that's a point that I always like dislike, is that people are like, "Oh, I have nothing." Negation as well, problem mediation. Exactly. Basically, you would make a good politician in like a post-apocalyptic setting. And I mean that in like quite literally like the most loving way possible. You'd make a good politician in the sense of you'd actually be able to like mediate between two people. Because guess what? That's also really important. Right? Sure, like, I have the... Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. But, like, that's what I'm saying, is, like... Even if an apocalypse were to happen and it's like, oh yeah, we, you know, get blasted back to the Stone Age, essentially. Or the Iron Age, or whatever. Right? Yay, me being a blacksmith is helpful. It's useful. I can make shit. I can build shit. I know how to smelt iron. I know how to make steel. Like, I know the chemistry behind building those things. Right? But I'm also severely limited even in that, because I have no idea how to make a fucking horseshoe. And guess what? Horses are going to become a real important part of our life if an apocalyptic situation happens. Horses, real important, real fast. And you're gonna need someone who can shoe them. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, I absolutely fugger-knucked those words, so don't mind me. Words are very hard. They are. Perfect. You can be part of the animal husbandry group. No, I flubbern up to the words. But yeah, like, that's one thing that I always laugh at. I definitely do not have Disney princess qualities. Most dogs that I encounter immediately dislike me. I love dogs, but most dogs that I encounter immediately dislike me. Or are scared of me. I fear dogs. Why? Panda. I have no interest in putting you in a dress in an apocalyptic scenario. I have an interest in putting a wrench in your hand and telling you to crawl under the hood of a car to get it fixed. Or to help fix the diesel generator. Ah, I'm sorry to hear that. Untrained dogs are terrible. And I have some opinions on that. Bobby bombs, homing bombs. I've gotten 2 bomb upgrades already. Wow. Yeah, I do not have that, Panda. I'm like the exact opposite. People are like, he's super friendly, and the dog looks at me and is like, fuck no. Not this one, I'm not. But that also probably has to do with the fact that I grew up with excessively well-trained dogs, all the dogs I grew up with, and this... There are going to be people that are really unhappy with me for saying this. I grew up in a setting where dogs are tools. They are not a pet, they're a tool. The fact that they can also be a pet, awesome. But most of the time, the dog was a tool in the setting that I grew up in. Because I grew up on a farm. They were guard animals, they were hunting animals. And there's a lot of people that don't like that. Anywho. But I grew up with hunting dogs and like that sort of animal. So whenever I see a dog that isn't relatively well trained, I just kind of sit there and I don't like it immediately. I'm just like, no, like, but I don't, it's not the dog that I dislike really, it's the person. Oh, that's pretty cool. I will check that out in a second. I'll probably be checking that out after stream. But no, like one of my favorite things about... I like how we've like gotten onto dogs when I was talking about spatial phenomenon before. Thank you. See, and that's not just it for me. Like, I need to be able to see the dog, and if I see the dog and I look at the dog and I tell it to sit, it should fucking sit its ass down so goddamn fast. Like, I want every single one of those commands to be muscle memory. Sit, smack, its ass hits the ground. Doesn't matter if it's running at top speed. And I know there's gonna be people that really dislike that, but that's the type of dog I grew up with. Well, yeah, that too. But that's more just kind of inbuilt. Like, you want the dog to obey you. Or at the very least, you want the dog to obey the members of its pack. But yes, I 110% agree with that. Like, And, like, that's the thing, too, is, like, I do genuinely really, really like dogs. I have such a large problem with most dogs and how they are trained, or rather they aren't trained. And the problem with that for me is it's not even the dog's fucking fault. It's the stupid monkey that's training it. Or not training it. It's their fault. And that's the part that really is, like, the amount of people that I know that are like, I got a dog, and I'm like, cool, are you gonna train it? And they're like, well, it's like a tiny little, like, you know, fucking chihuahua. And it's like, then that's even worse! Train the fucking thing! Like, it can't hurt anyone. Bitch, it can! Like, I genuinely have a friend, or not a friend, but I know somebody who had a tiny little, like, chihuahua, and they were like, you're gonna train it, like, it can't, like, do anything. And I was like, you have a 2-year-old. What the fuck do you mean it can't do anything? That was a fun time. Yeah, I just saw that now. Like, if someone, like, tells me, like, oh yeah, like, I got this dog. And I'm not going to train it, my immediate answer is then don't get a fucking dog. If you're not going to, like, socialize it properly and train it properly, don't own a dog. Like, that is the answer. See, and that's the thing, though, is if you want the dog to, like, that's the thing, is, like, the dog still should be able to follow commands, because if it can't follow commands, then they're not going to be able to follow, like, the base thing, like, so you need to train a dog to have command words, otherwise there's a lot of very open-ended stuff. So, I'm not talking about, like, super rigorous training. I'm talking about, like, being able to command the dog to sit, to stay, and to wait. Like to sit and stay. Like, that's really all I'm talking about. Right? If you can tell your dog to sit, and it sits its ass down, and you tell it to stay, and it stays where it sat down, that's it. Right? You want to train it so that it doesn't fucking bark at everything. Right? Sure, train it to bark at specific things. Like, people getting too close to it. Like, that's one thing that I don't understand why people don't do. Like, train your dog to not be aggressive towards strangers, but to give them a warning. Alright, we have gotten really far off topic, and I would like to go back to topic. We were talking about Dyson spheres and Dyson swarms. Yes, and I dislike that too. I 110% absolutely, like, despise people that are like, I want to make my dog able to shake paw and roll over. And it's like, sure, if you want to do that, great. But that's also, you know, kind of fucking stupid. It has no, like, actual benefit. Hold up. How much damage could I do to an anthropomorphic bird person with a shard of ceramic? I have no idea. It would depend on the anatomy of the anthropomorphic bird person. Because if it's an actual anthropomorphic bird person and they have hollow bones, I wouldn't use ceramic. Like a shard of ceramic. I'd use a fucking hammer. Oh, you can definitely cut someone's throat. As long as your hand is protected, you can fuck somebody up. But, like, I'm also thinking about this like a scientist. It's like, oh, it's an anthropomorphic bird person. Okay, can they fly? That means their bones are hollow. That means that my elbow will probably just destroy them. Like, one good elbow to the face would probably shatter their entire skull. I love the conversations we have. Like, that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is birds are hilariously fragile. Like, hilariously fragile. They're super resilient, but they're also really fucking fragile. Like, that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize is everyone's like... A harpy would be reliant on sneak attacks entirely. Oh, 110% they would be. Hit and run. Yeah. Harpies would employ the peregrine falcon tactic of swoop in real fast, demolish, leave. And I know I just said the magic word, so Valka's gonna go nuts now. Anywho, yeah, no. Woo! No, like, that's the one thing that I always find really funny. Is like, you know when a bird hits your window? Everyone's like, oh yeah, like, I watched it fly away, it's okay. That bird's dead. It flew away because it was in shock. And couldn't feel all of its organs shutting down because they're full of holes from all of the splintered bones in its rib cage. Like, even if that bird flew away, bird's dead. No. We are not feeding all the birds polybromated, diphthol ethers. I probably deserve it. You definitely deserve it. No, you don't. Feed all... Dude, that's just fucked up. It's not cannibalism, actually. Unless the bird is a chicken, it's not cannibalism. Cannibalism is eating a member of your own species. So if it's a finch eating a chicken, that ain't cannibalism. That's just eating. That's just a carnivorous bird. Would you say that, like, I don't know, a peregrine falcon eating a duck is cannibalism? Alright. I tuned into Gamescom for 5 seconds and all I see is a trailer for a second Power Wash sim game. I've never closed a Twitch stream faster than that. Yeah. Yeah, I would not have stayed for that either. I love that all of these, like, sim games that have started popping up, like Power Wash Sim and, like, Farming Sim and stuff, is just fucking hilarious. It's like, bro, you know you can just go buy a power washer and like go and do that and make money at it, right? Like, how, like, like, I understand, like, certain games, like racing game sims, like racing sims, that makes sense, because there's a pretty good chance that you're never going to be able to get into an F1 car. But I guarantee you can buy a power washer. What are the negatives? Explain to me what the negatives are. What are the negatives of power washing? Literally everything. So you just being active. Yeah, what are the negatives of, like, using a pressure washer or a power washer, whatever the fuck you want to call it? Oh! Oh! Sorry. My misunderstanding. I have done an oops. Even then, though, like, I still don't understand that. People are like, oh, I'm playing a game about moving. Why? Like, I'm sorry, maybe I'm just a Luddite, but, like, why? Like, play a game... Like, I'm sorry, I play games to escape reality, not to simulate it. I play Cross... It's like playing Harvest Moon. I don't want to actually farm, but I love Harvest Moon. See, okay, here's the thing, though. You're using that to escape reality. You're using that game to escape reality. I'm talking about more, like, more games like the Moving Simulator. I understand why some sim games exist. Like, I understand why Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley or some of the... I understand. Home renovation fucking blows ass. That depends. I've been building a house with my partner for the last, like, 4 months. And I'll be real with you, I'm really enjoying it.
The sun.
Could you imagine if I got an R key right here? Without having to spend thousands. So here's the thing, though. Why do you renovate a house? Because you want to make it more your own, correct? Like, that's why you renovate a house. Is because you want to make it your space. So why doesn't it exist? Just because they can't afford it, or... You also can't build a house if you don't have the permit, the reno, etc. So here's the thing. Where I live, you don't need to have a permit to renovate your house. Like, if you're going to be, like, ripping everything out of the house and, like, shredding it down to, like, bare bones, yes, you need a permit. But if you're deciding to, I don't know, like redo a bathroom, so, like, retile a bathroom, or, you know, rip out all the shit in the bathroom and put a new toilet in and a new bathtub and, like, maybe redo some, you know, basic stuff, you don't need a permit where I live. If you're gonna redo, like, major plumbing, yeah, you need a permit. But if you're just reattaching the drain of a bathtub that you pulled apart, you don't need a permit here. Okay, I need to go and find my skull. See, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not shitting on people who like to play life sims. I don't understand all of them. Like, I'm more specifically talking, like, the unboxing sim or the power wash sim. I don't get that. It is just bass-ackwards to me. Oh good, non-stompy mom. Ow. Whee! It's just the action itself. It's making something with that framework, and that's fair. Like, I do understand some of the concepts behind it. I do understand some of the concepts behind it. I also don't understand them, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that's also a thing, too. Is it, like, really depends on, like, what your idea of... Anyway, can we go back to Dyson Spheres, please? And your theories about Dyson Spheres, or, Dyson Swarms, or Dyson Clouds? See, and that's the thing, too, is, like, everyone has their different reasons for playing games as well, and I do understand that. Just because I don't enjoy something does not necessarily mean that I expect everyone else to not enjoy it. I might not understand why someone enjoys something, but I'm not going to sit there and tell them that they shouldn't enjoy it. I do think that some of the games are kind of silly. No, I did not, so I'm gonna need to drop one in that item room right there. Thank you for the reminder. Good to know. I didn't know that. Someone who likes playing PvP games. See, and like, that's the thing, is like, I don't really love PvP games either. I like PvE games. Man, none of that's good. When things get competitive and make your heart race, that's not a good thing. I'm not even gonna risk going for that. You associate a spiked heart rate with negative emotions. I mean, that's understandable, though. Like, that's kind of normal. A spiking heart rate usually means that you're in danger or in trouble. So it's understandable why you would feel like that. I don't know. Like I said, like I have my own opinions on a lot of that stuff. Also, can someone do me a favor, preferably Panda or someone else? Please enjoy the forge and all the tools. Thank you for the lurk, Valkyrie. Panda, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, could you actually go and like look up what all of the different Dyson objects are? Not like Dyson as in like the vacuum cleaner company. I mean Dyson as in like sphere, swarm, array. Like there's quite a few if I remember correctly. There's a sphere, a swarm, an array.
It's gone. Just get over it.
What do you mean it's gone? How can you have spent our savings?
A Dyson disc? Is that a thing? A Dyson disc? Please explain it to me if it is. I've never heard of this thing before. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is it that as soon as I, like, get into an area like that, I just fucking die immediately? God damn it. Alright, give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna run to the washroom. I will bring Sammy. Alderson disc. Okay, when I get back, read a little bit of that to me. That sounds really interesting. Oh, it looks like an alternative ring. I'm less enthusiastic. Speak to the... Bonk. I'm back, bitches! And I realized I didn't do something like an absolute numpty. So I'm part of like 5 streaming discords now, but they don't auto post you going live. And I didn't post in any of them, like an absolute doofus. So you said it's like an alternate to Ringworld? Which, by the way, Ringworlds are like a super cool concept. But like just physically they don't work. It's like have you guys seen the movie Elysium? Super cool concept. Terrible. Like, it's absolutely horrible. Like, the movie itself is really good. Like, a worse Ringworld. But see, like, a Dyson disc or a Dyson ring would be what I would call that. Makes more sense than an actual true Ringworld. Because the problem with, like, a Ringworld is the centrifugal force of the Ringworld spinning like this. Right? Would make sure that everyone on this side of it stays attached to the ground. Right? I mean, gravity is a thing, so, like, you'd still be stuck to the ground if you were on the other side, but the centrifugal force of the ring spinning would make gravity on one side lesser and more on the other. So it would be relatively, like, it would be relatively, like, weird. Like, there'd be some weird physical properties that would kind of cause things to be goofy. Oh my god. This is not good by itself, but every time I get another Incubus, it becomes a lot more useful. Yeah, because, like, I'm pretty sure a Dyson array is literally just a cloud of satellites that orbit a sun with solar panels on them. In any case, I'm off to lurk for now already. I'm assuming you're going to say hi to Moon and join in the cult. I'm gonna have to stop by because I'm almost done. Like, I've only got about an hour left, so. But use the command, Panda. If you're off to lurk, use the command. Use the command. I just put them in. Ooh, that's cool. Guild Wars is a really interesting game. I don't think I'd ever be able to play it, but it's a pretty interesting game. Oh wow, we get the item room right here. Oh my god, guys. Pinking Shears is such a broken item. Do I like, exchange that, though? Oh, man. Guys, do I exchange Pinking Shears for, like, my gimmick as Lilith? No, not on Lilith? Okay. No. I'm not cheating. Could have doubled up bodies. True, I could have, but I don't want to cheat. The only time I'm really going to cheat, and I've said this before, is like if it's something that's just absolutely like astronomically terrible, like Jacob and Esau. I will cheat with Jacob and Esau. Because fuck that shit. Also, Panda, I know you're lurking. But I think the first video I make for my blacksmithing YouTube, I think I'm going to make your leaf as part of the blacksmithing YouTube. I think that's going to be the thing that I do. A demonstration on how to make a leaf for an asshole that has decided to waste my time. Alrighty. Also, for those of you who are not understanding what I'm doing, I'm going to the beast, but I'm using the alternate route so that I have a chance to get more items. We found the last time I did this, it was actually a relatively viable strategy. Ouch. Because it allows you to, like, basically have more options. Like, you basically just have the item more options for free. Fuck yes, please and thank you. The Hierophant. And I'm not so uncomfortable with this area, like with the alternate pathway, that I don't think I can do it. Lilith might be a little bit more challenging, but I'm pretty sure I can still make it through it. Oh! With Petrified Poop, that's going to make it a lot easier. Oh my god. Especially in the shit level, literally. So I don't want Yum Heart, but I don't know if the other one's going to be useful or if it might absolutely break the build, but I'm going to take it. Bone Spurs. Bone Spurs. I don't love Bone Spurs, but it's more useful than Yum Heart. I should have... no, because I have to pick one of the two. I was going to say, if I was really hurting for health, I could have picked up Yum Heart and given myself an extra heart. Or a heal, I guess I should say. They might have a soul heart in here. Nope. All right, so here's the plan. Beat this. Oh, good. This is one of my least favorite bosses, honestly. And it's just because a lot of the times that I end up facing him, I don't have enough, like, damage or DPS to really do anything to him, but I've been pretty lucky. We got Jesus Juice. I don't have Bomb. I don't think my item shop had to. No. So we got to go back to the regular levels, and then we'll have to bomb our way back in. Ugh. At least he's super simple. Yeah, he is. Like, he's a super simple enemy. I just don't like him. I'm not a fan. I always die to him for no apparent reason. Wow, that was actually a really awesome... That was just good. Like, that was just a good room to go into. Okay. Also, the My Reflection has been actually, like, really, really, really helping with the, technology. I think it's Tech Zero that I've got right now. Ooh, Lovers is also a relatively good... Ooh, I'd like to make him pay out too, please. I also always get absolutely fucking throttled by these spiders for some reason. But I'm gonna wait because the game... Yeah. That's one of the things that I always like doing is, like, even if I see a game that comes out that I'm like, I need it, I barely ever buy it, like, right off the bat. Simply because a lot of the times buying a game, you're a fan of the Mafia games, that's why. Not fair. What about the Mafia games do you like? Because, like, I've never played them, so, like, I can't really say, like, yes, yay or nay on them. Okay. Ooh. What's up, everyone? How you doing? I haven't seen you in a little bit. How are you doing, my man? Hope everything's going well. Hope everything's going all right. Well, they have a good story, and a lot of them take place in an older time period. That's pretty nice, yeah. Valkyrie pops back in out of Lurk just to say hi. So nice, Valkyrie. How are you doing, my dude? Ain't seen you in a hot minute. Well, thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. I don't know if you, I don't know if you're part of the Discord. You can be if you want. The command is just !Discord. But I just recently got back from the largest blacksmithing conference in Canada. Oh my god. And that was a super fun and interesting experience. I posted some pictures in the Discord to just kind of, like, talk about it and show people what I was doing. It was a really fun time. And I'm officially going to be... Yeah, I know, every shot he took just landed. It fucking sucked. Man, I'm just taking so much damage right now. Yes, hello, Cheeto. What would you like? What? Cheeto. Thank you, thank you. Bro, that sucks. Oh, come the fuck on. What is it, Cheeto? She's just yelling at me. Don't you just wish sometimes that your pets or animals could just talk so that, like, you could actually understand what was going wrong? She's just crawling all over me right now. Oh, I bet you I know what it is. I bet you she wants food. I bet you she didn't get fed. Ah, yes, Jacob the extended hitbox. It's always the best character. Says no one. Yeah, no, literally says no one. Dude, I dislike that character so much. Like I said, like, he's the only character that I will ever, like, cheat. Like, I will use mods to cheat with. Because, I'm sorry, I dislike it so. And I understand that the character's meant to be, like, challenging. Like, I really do understand that the character's meant to be challenging, but it's also, like, such a, like, time suck to finally get, like, a broken build with him that it's really not worth it in my head. Ooh, I need to wait until I find the item room. My favorite part about these guys... You're listening to 2 streams at once right now? That's some multitasking. I need to, at some point, get on Bird and Moon streams. Oof. I need to find the item room. Yeah, it was super cool. Also, Colin, whatever your name is. Colin, I think, is how I pronounce it. Did you see the question that was pinned up at the top? I would like your answer. Because this is genuinely something that I really love talking about. Ooh, we got... I did not. Scissors. Fucking... The question is, what is your favorite spatial oddity? As in, like, out in space, there are things that happen that are really funky or really funny. Do you have a favorite, like, spatial oddity that you've heard about or seen or read about? Okay, bitch. Sorry, what? Apollo 11, which... The deep space satellite, that is. A lot of the deep space satellites are super cool. And I need to sacrifice 2 hearts. I'd be going into this with no health. Fuck it. Yeet! Let's go. Let's go do something stupid. A lot of the deep space satellites are super interesting to me. Boy. Oh, we have Dark Bomb? Fucking when? Oh, fuck. Okay, I just gotta get the leech on him. And then I just gotta stay out of his way. There we go. So what about the Apollo's deep space satellites do you like? Just like that they are traveling, or like what about them do you like? I was almost dead there. Ooh, we are so fucked in here. Yep. Ah! Yeah, because me and Panda were talking for quite a while about Dyson spheres, and like even just the concept of Dyson spheres and how they are so like wild. Okay, hold up. Give me 2 seconds. I will read that. Okay. There was one where it was programmed to sense back back wave of sound and kind of like pictures, but it stopped weirdly and rotated, never being programmed to do such a thing. Then started sending messages below the messages, almost like someone or something was using it to communicate back. Yeah, that's super freaky. That's a nope from me. Oh man, that fucking 9-volt would have been amazing. The only one that I think is more broken on the list, the only battery item that I think is super broken is 4.5 volt. Because if you're ever in like a long fight and you can just keep like spawning more buddies. Yeah, fuck that. I'm just... Wait, doesn't he just die? Doesn't he, like, literally just die because he just slowly takes damage over time because he's on fire? Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure he just dies. Yeah, so fun fact, if you guys didn't know, those little guys, they just take damage all the time. So, like, if you just leave them alone, they eventually die. Problem is if they're not trapped like that, they're really fast when they get close to... I'm just starting over. That was bullshit. I'm gonna go feed my kitty cat real quick, guys. So, I will put on the intermission screen, and you guys can talk to Sammy if you would like. Lord Summington III? Give them serotonin. Goodness. There we are. Okay, we're gonna restart. Zoom. Yeah, see, like, these guys get real fast. They get super zooms. I mean, sack of money. Yeah, Voyager 1 of 2, or Voyager 1. is a super freaky. It like some of the stories that are involved with Voyager 1 are super fucking freaky and weird. Don't get me wrong, I love them. They're super cool. But they're also like really, really creepy. Also, side note, do you know anything about Dyson spheres, Cole? Can I call you Cole? Also, can I just say, one of my favorite things about Dyson Spheres is, like, there was a whole episode on Dyson Spheres about Star Trek. Or not about Star Trek. In Star Trek, there was a whole episode on Dyson Spheres. And, like, one of the main things that they kept, like, driving home, even with that, like, even in Star Trek, a horribly crazy advanced civilization, was that they were still unfeasible. In that crazy advanced civilization, Dyson spheres were still not feasible. Like, to me, that's just bonkers and really, really funny at the same time. Doing your flooring? Well, is it a flooring day or is it a bookwork day? Because I know you said you own your own business, so... Intelligent 8-foot by 4-foot tile today. What is so intelligent tile? Is that like snap together tile? I've been doing some flooring because we're building a house right now. So like are you talking like because I know like there's like the faux hardwood floor that's just like click floors. We call them click floors, but like snap together floors. Like, is that the stuff you're talking about? Ooh. God damn.
The moon.
Isn't that like that's GB bug, isn't it? Double tap glitch. Yeah. Oh! I'm back. It all froze and I was still staring at Sammy. No! And you had to switch away from Lord Samington? How dare you? But no, I was asking, so like, is it a bookwork? It's you're putting together tile. But like, so smart tile, is that like, is it like click together flooring? Or is it more like you're actually just using tiling that's kind of like pre-made? Because I know that's a thing that some places do too, is they'll have like pre-made sheets of like small tiles that you just lay down and you just grout. Oh, you're installing 8-foot tile, 8-foot by 4-foot tile. Oh, that fucking sucks. Please tell me you at least have like some helpers with you or some hands. Because tiling fucking sucks. I've had to do a little bit of it. Also, where are you out of coal? I can't remember. I know you told me. Colorado, baby, US of A. I am your hat then. I am from your hat. Canada. I'm from the 51st state. Also, one of the things that I absolutely love about space in general is just like the perception of distance in space is so fucking astronomically large. Like, so many people do not understand how large. Like, if you go and look up a picture of like the Horsehead Nebula, and it's like, oh yeah, like that's really cool. It looks like it's pretty big. You don't understand how fucking large it is. Like, go and actually, like, look up the measurements for, like, how, like, what the frame is for that picture, like, what the framing is, and it's literally, like, light years. Like, it would literally take a year for light to travel from one side of the screen, like, one side of the picture frame to the other. Like, some of those nebulas are monstrously large. How much storage a picture of a black hole needs? Dude, it's fucking stupid. Also, I will do a very poor job of explaining it, but the idea that black holes actually encode all of the information of everything that they've ever, like, crushed and absorbed into their surface, they actually encode it in terms of, like, if you could read the surface of a black hole, it would have all the information of everything it's ever crushed on it, like, perfectly. Yeah, no, like, it's stupid. Like, the amount of fucking, like, time, energy, and, like, just storage space that, like, a true picture of a black hole takes up is astronomical. But even then, taking pictures of black holes is such a, like, a weird thing because light doesn't escape a black hole, so you're actually taking a picture of the absence of the thing. Like, it's so weird. Like, it's such a weird phenomenon. Also, can I just say phenomenon is, like, one of my favorite words. Like, just saying the word is just so fun.
Experimental pill.
Shot speed up, physical speed down. Okay. Shot speed up, tears down. Not really what I needed. I really dislike these little monster guys. Like, they're good, they're a great enemy. I just don't really love them because of how difficult they are to fucking hit. Alright. But yeah, so like one of the things that I thought was like super cool about Dyson Spheres, Dyson Swarms, like all that stuff, as like a theoretical concept, being able to harvest 100% of the energy of a sun, or a star, I guess I should say, is like crazy. And I can't remember what it was, but it was like even like a 4% like Dyson Swarm. So like 4% built and transmitting energy back to Earth at like the correct radius or the correct distance from the sun would like, it was like, I can't remember how many like joules of energy it produced, but it was like astronomical. Like it was enough to power the fucking planet. Like it's just, it's so crazy to me. Like there's so much wasted energy. Excuse me. But yeah, like there's so much energy in stars. It's crazy. Like absolutely astronomically crazy to me. And like we don't harness it at all. Like we don't use solar, like we do not use solar power at all. Which just boggles my mind. Like it's just, and like the thing that I understand, because I used to build solar panels, I used to fabricate solar panels. I got Moon to do the burb redeem. I'm now happy. Like, solar panels take up a lot of energy, and like one of the thoughts is that like you'll burn more fossil fuels than the solar panel will replace in its lifetime. And that's true. Like that is a true thing. If you are using a solar panel, it's still a net negative on like the carbon footprint. However, if we can get to the point where we can use solar panels to replace some of those power factories, suddenly you have an exponential equation where you gain more energy, or you gain energy to build the solar panels, which help you gain more energy to build more solar panels. You end up with this weird logarithmic equation of the more power you get, the more solar panels you can build completely cleanly without like degrading anything. And then there's a breaking point where it just becomes, you know, it just makes sense to build solar panels, have those power the planet, and then you're just done. Like you don't need to worry about like fossil fuels ever again. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I like driving my fossil fuel-based car because I'm also a car guy and I really enjoy, you know, having like a really neat, fun car to drive? Yeah. Is that going to change? Ooh, I just lost my last heart. Oh, that's not good. sorry. Told the wife to make solar so much better. Capturing little solar radiation as it comes off would make it the most powerful energy we can. But it's almost impossible. Oh yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Like the amount of solar radiation. Like if we could somehow actually use all of like 100% of the radiation produced by a sun, like it would power like it would power like an entire multi-planetary star system, like multi-planetary like civilization. Like it's ridiculous. And like that's one of the things that I really wish people did more is like I wish people would be willing to I wish companies would be willing to invest in solar. Like I wish more companies would be willing to invest in solar properly and actually start like making their companies, specifically solar powered, like solar companies, like companies that build solar panels and solar cells and stuff. I wish they would use their own products, because a lot of them don't, believe it or not, like to power their own like facilities, because you just start to get this like net positive of everything, right? Sooner or later you're going to hit the breaking point where you have enough solar panels that you no longer need to rely on anything else besides your battery banks and your solar power. I don't know what that is. Fuck it. I'm giving myself black candle. Do I want my reflection? Not really. I will re-roll it. Oh yeah, no, like water turbines are way more efficient than air turbines, which is crazy. Like if I had the choice, I would try and run my house completely off of like water or wind. Or fucking geothermal. Like that's a whole other thing, is like people don't realize it's like geothermal energy. Like my sister-in-law, her father, their entire house was heated by geothermal and solar thermal. They never had to pay a fucking heating bill. They never had to pay an energy bill for heat. Yeah, there's no proper way to make it effective. That is very true. But like, there's so many things about that are just like wild to me. Like, do I understand that we as like a species and as a civilization do not have the infrastructure to do that properly right now? Yes, I understand that. However, I do think that the groundwork should be being laid now, rather than when people are like, oh, we could definitely do this now, right? We should be laying the infrastructure for 70 to 60 or 60, 70, 80, 100 years in advance. Like that's when we should be laying the infrastructure, is right now. Yes. And we did that because of like large corporations, which is sad. Like I don't know, like if I could like be one of those people, like if I could own a business, like a giant corporate public business, that would be the first thing that I would want to do. Fuck everything else, start building solar panels, start using the solar panels at my company to power everything so that we wouldn't need to pay for anything. Like that's the thing I don't understand. Like you have an electricity bill as a company. Like, as a corporation, you have an electricity bill. A giant fucking electricity bill. Why, if you're a solar panel company, why wouldn't you use the solar panels to cut down on your own expenses? Like, the solar panel company that I used to work for, that was legitimately something that we were actually talking about doing. Because, like, and we were only renting a space. Like, we were only renting where the company was. But, like, had we been able to purchase a warehouse, that was the first thing that the owner of the company wanted to do, was to start fucking slapping all of our, like, rejected solar panels on the roof. And they were usually rejected because of cosmetic defects, not because they were, like, bad. They were just cosmetic defects that we couldn't sell them, right? So it's like, okay, put those on the roof, power everything, so that we don't need to pay the power bill. Done. Guess what? You can run electric heaters off of that shit, too, if you have enough of them. So you wouldn't need to pay for heating, either. Yeah, wind should be a personal property decision, because wind is kind of, like, both good and detrimental at the same time. Wind can be really, really good and really, really useful, but it can also be, like, kind of detrimental, because it does make noise. And, like, a lot of people think about that, and they're like, oh, like, that's not, like, a huge deal. No, noise is a huge thing. Noise and frequency of, like, the fan spinning or of the turbine spinning is an actual, like, hazard for some people. I always fucking die to these, but I'll take them. But yeah, like, that's my biggest thing, is, like, I really wish that there was more, like, drive to build solar and hydro. Because they're so powerful. Right? And I don't mean, like, hydro in the sense of, like, a dam. Like, don't get me wrong, dams are, like, the thing that we have right now, and they are useful. But I really, really think that it should be much more of, like, a smaller scale thing of basically throwing... Ooh. See Longline. Spider Revenge. But, like, that's one of the things that I really wish I could do, is, like, I had the time, money, and knowledge to, like, try and come up with a company that allowed you to, if you lived near water, be able to power your house. Oh my god, I just found this! Holy shit. Sorry, this is totally off topic. I found my owl! Look at him. I found him. My little concrete. The little owl made out of concrete. He's my rubber ducky that I usually talk to if no one's in chat. And I lost him and I didn't know where he was. He went missing. But yes, like, I think hydro and solar electric and, like, I think hydro in general is super good. Solar electric is really good. Hydroelectric is good. Solar heating, really good. So, I don't know if you know, but, like, you can do solar thermal. Holy crap. Like, the family that I was talking about that, like, they did solar thermal for their house to, like, heat their house. They had to make the solar thermal less efficient because their house was getting too hot in the middle of winter. Where I live, it gets down to minus 50 degrees Celsius where I live. And it was getting too hot in their house. That's how efficient the solar thermal was. And it wasn't that efficient. Like, as someone who understands it, it was not that efficient. Like, it's crazy to me that people don't, like, do this. Yeah, again, volcanic energy. Another absolutely amazing thing that we could do. Like, one of my favorite ones, using the steam vents to spin little turbines. Using the steam vents that like exist on volcanoes to spin turbines to generate electricity. Like, duh. Oh my god. Yeah, but no one's willing to fund those ideas, which is the problem. Oh my god, dude. Like, fucking sit your ass down. Alright. We Addy. Yeah, there's so many really crazy purity. And we're gonna face Gertie? Yeah, I just really wish that, like, and like so many people call it green energy, and it's not green energy. I think it's sustainable energy. I guess one thing I've never understood, people like, it's green energy. No, it's just sustainable energy. It is something that is sustainable. And I think that it needs to become a lot more widespread. Like, I genuinely think that a lot of, like, those ideas need to become a lot more widespread and a lot more well adopted. Biochemical energy is green energy. Yeah. That is true. That is technically true.
Justice.
I will not disagree with that factoid. But yeah, like in reality, I think it is very, very important for, like, companies to start trying to do that. Start trying to actually make renewable energy, and, like, just all of those resources need to become much more prevalent and a lot more important, I think. Do it. Dude, I love this shit. Like, I talk about this stuff all the time. Both with, like, green energy and, like, or... And I'm so used to calling it green energy because it's what everyone understands, but, like, with that sort of thing, like, it makes so much sense that it's something that we should try and do, right? But then, you know, being in the in-between time between, like, stuff like Star Trek happening, that's another thing. I want to live in the universe where Star Trek is a thing. I want to live in that time period where Star Trek becomes a thing. I've just been sitting listening. Dude, that's all you need to do. I enjoy just, like, talking out my ass and talking about this stuff because it's... It's green because it takes natural forces instead of burning. Yeah. Yeah, fuck this shit. Get wrecked, son. Purity or a stat boost. Yeah. And, like, that's the thing too, is, like, there's so many things that like we can't account for in, like, the world and in life. Is that... Oh, double fucking gross. I might genuinely need to remove butt bomb. Might genuinely need to remove. Not worth it. Get him. But yeah, please do bring it up with your own chat. Like, it's something that I think that a lot of people should start talking about and start doing.
Rune shard.
Like, and I've said that before, like, I would 110% the rotation, what? Like, planetary rotation? Like, is that what you're talking about? Because that's a theory I've never heard of before. I like how, in theory, you can quite literally kill everything in a room just with the butt bomb. Do we D100? No, I'm just gonna die to fucking butt bombs. Fuck me. But I'm gonna end it there, guys. It's 11:30. I need to go and get ready for work. So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Both me and Sammy, thank you. Ugh. But I'm gonna go find somebody to raid. Probably gonna be Moonglow. Because it's fun to torment her. But yes, alright. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day. Much. Bye-bye.